I can see you. So there's so much more to see on Heritage Street. Can you tell me about the rest of these houses?
Sure. This is the Babcock and Wilcox house. This one actually was moved in from Boulder City. When they were building Hoover Dam, they didn't have much housing down there. So a number of the companies would build houses for the people that worked for them. Babcock and Wilcox was a company that worked on Boulder Dam, and this was actually built in Boulder City in the 1930s to house some of their workers. Just past this, we have the Candlelight Wedding Chapel. The Candlelight Wedding Chapel was from 1966. That was actually built down on the Strip, down on Las Vegas Boulevard, downtown. And we moved it out a few years ago and opened it last year. It's an interesting chapel. It's just a wedding chapel, it wasn't a church, but it has the record of having had over 600 weddings one day.
Wow.
It was a very popular wedding chapel.
From wedding bells to train whistles. So what was the switch engine used for?
A switch engine is a train engine that you use in a rail yard for moving cars around so that you can make up trains. So you would have used this actually in the rail yard. You'd hook on a couple of cars, move it over, hook those onto the train that they were going to go out in. So this was used all the time in the rail yard rather than on the railroads going back and forth across the United States.
And that isn't the only cool train at the museum.
We've got a barn over there that was actually built in 1952 on Sahara Boulevard, and we moved it out here. The next house, that yellow one with the white boards on it, that one's not restored yet. We're still working on that, but that was the ticketing office for an airline out of Boulder City. And then this is a railroad cottage from downtown. This was actually built about 1911, and that's a concrete building that we picked up and brought out here. So that was probably the most difficult one that we ever moved. And if you look beyond this, you can't quite see it from here, but just on the other side of the barn, we've actually got a ghost town with old buildings that came in from some of the ghost towns in southern Nevada. So we've got a lot to see here.
Well, thanks, Mark, for showing us around.
No problem. Thank you for coming out.
Don't go away. There's even more to see on this awesome Vegas adventure. I'm in a mine.